Adrian, you spent the whole of last season just suffering one single defeat. This season's gone off to the worst possible start.
Yeah, it's obviously very disappointing. First game, you do a good pre-season and come in and make that many errors really, and that's what we didn't do against Cardiff, and in the internal game we didn't make that many errors. And I think that's what has cost us there.
And gifting several tries as well.
Yeah, exactly. And their tries, on the most part, I think came from us making mistakes and turning the ball over, which something we have to cut out of our game.
The opening 40 minutes was basically a disaster. I think you don't mind me using that expression, but Bristol had their chances and they squandered so many try-scoring opportunities.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we created the opportunities, and as I've said, we made mistakes. I think we've got to credit Bedford. I think they came off the line hard in defence, a lot harder than we've seen them do it in the pre-season games, and that perhaps caught us unaware. But we've got to be better than that, and we've got to be able to react to it. And for the first half, we certainly didn't do that. Second half, we spoke at half time obviously about what we needed to do, and I think the second half was an improvement on the first half. And that's a positive thing, that we could actually come back and we're within an opportunity, a chance of potentially winning that game.
You mentioned pre-season games there. Of course, Bristol only had one public pre-season game. That was against Cardiff Blues, and everything seemed to be working quite well on that occasion. And there was one game, I believe, played behind closed doors. But would you put down the sort of poor performance this afternoon due to lack of game time?
No. I think we put it down to errors, which ultimately gifted them, as you said, 3 tries. I don't think we've not played enough games. I think we've all played enough rugby in the past to know that simple errors like that aren't acceptable.
Can you give us an insight into what was actually said at half time by the management?
It was trying to be positive really. As you said, it wasn't the best first half, and we need to look after the ball. We need to be more direct and understand when it was time to go wide and take an edge, and we looked a lot better in the second half, at least at trying to do that. And I think there were still errors, but there were less. And I think that's we started to cause them some trouble defensively. Training
this week, then, how do you sort of approach that? All the errors that were evident this afternoon. How do you correct that in training?
We look at the video, understand why we're making the mistakes, what mistakes have been made. And you've got to go and work on your skills, things like that. If it's a system thing, we've got to make sure we work at that and just go and work really.